Hey, hey. Ooh, hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. We're live this morning. We're live this morning. Hey, hey. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, good morning, everybody. Y'all come on in. Come on in. We're going to see what the market has to offer us today on this final trading day of August. This is the final trading day of August. We'll see what the market has to offer us for this final trading day of August. What does it have for us? My computer is moving at micro speed, but hey, we're not in a rush. I don't think we're in a rush. I'm not in a rush. Um, we'll figure what's going on. Well, what did you just do though? I needed to be able to see my comments, and it took that off the screen. There we go. They back. Hey, Mohammed Musa. Good morning, Ward. Good morning, Miss Marsha. How we doing? How we doing? It's been a quiet week. I've been trying to adjust. I went back to school. School as a teacher. I went back to school 2 weeks ago. And going back into the classroom has thrown off my own trading schedule. It has thrown me off something fierce. I am having a really tough time getting into a rhythm. One thing I usually do is I continue to trade. I usually try to continue to trade full size or just full trade through the transition, even though my schedule changes and I have to adjust like my commute time, because it takes me at least 45 minutes to commute. I try to adjust that and do all that in my to with the trade, still keep trading and then teach my classes, and then I gotta all the things. Oh my goodness, it's y'all the piece. I don't want to walk y'all through all the stuff, but I'm just saying. But this time this semester I decided to pull back a little bit in my trading while I get adjusted. And it's not adjusting fast enough for me. I don't feel like I've settled yet, and maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing, but I haven't. It's like I haven't settled in just yet. I'm still trying to get settled into a new rhythm for this semester. I need to get one because I have this whole semester, and I am not going to not trade a whole semester, and I'm not going to only trade on Fridays on a whole semester, because Friday is a day I don't teach. So I'm still working on it. But I think I might have something. But your girl is struggling with that. As far I'm not struggling. I'm working on getting into putting my trading into the midst of my teaching schedule, and how do I fit these things in there? How can they coexist? In the past, it seemed like that wasn't an issue. I was able to do them both, but this semester it seems to be a little more difficulty. So y'all just continue to pray for me as I continue to do this. I still keep coming. Anyway, we here this morning. And this is what I guess other people go through too. I can only talk about what I go through, and I try to keep y'all on my journey. I try to, be as transparent as I can be, because people, you can't be so transparent because the trolls come along. I don't really have, and I know now that I say it, I really don't have a whole lot of trolls that come along. I really don't. That's because I guess I don't raise my head up enough to catch the attention. Maybe that's it. I don't catch the attention of the folks. I'm just here doing what I do. So let's see what the show. Let me see if I get my mouse running right so I can see what we got going today. What we got going in here this morning, and what's going on in the market on this last day of August. I keep wanting to say September. I don't know why I keep wanting to say September, because we're not there yet, but I keep wanting to say September. Last day of August. It's the last trading day of August. Maybe I'm getting excited because I keep thinking E2T University is starting up next month. Yes, I'm ready for that to get started. Ready to train a new batch of traders. We've run options 1-on-1, options 411, I called it, not 1-on-1. Option 411, I've run it 7 or 8 times. And E2T University is that on steroids, basically, is an expansion of options 411. So I'm really excited about running, because I hadn't run options 411 since last year. The Lord told me to stand down on that for this year and to really focus on my members, focus on my membership, and making sure my members got to be up and running and got equipped to be master traders. And that's what I did this year. And then here we are in August, ready to launch into the program that he gave me to launch this year. So here we are. We're gonna launch it, and we're gonna launch it in September. Now, I ain't gonna talk about a whole lot now, but the spots about filled up. The spots are about filled up. I posted yesterday that I had 8 slots left, and I think 3 or 4 of them slots got filled up yesterday. So, and we're still a few weeks out from starting. And I know many people, because I know how people do, especially that's what they do with my programs. I don't know why. Maybe they're just the nature of people, and probably everybody program, not just mine. But I have people who will wait till right before we get started, and then they'll run in at the last minute and say, I want to get in, I want to get in. And let's pray there's room. Let's pray there's room for folks. Okay, but the VIX is at 1468. That's E2T University. The link is running along the bottom. And what we're doing, though, if you sign up for E2T University, there is some pre-work that I'm kind of sending out, some things that get your mind and your soul ready for what we're trying to do. And you could be doing that in the meantime. If you wait to the last minute, you basically start up when we start up. That's how that goes. Okay. So the VIX is at 1468 this morning. VIX down. Yesterday the market went. Woo! It went up. I think we went and touched our all-time high. I'll hit the chart here in a minute. But VIX is at 1468 right now. Market that. I mean, VIX down, market up. Let me go ahead and hit it now. The ES or SPX 500 is what this is right here. SPX 500 is currently at 64.88. But you can see over here, this was overnight. SPX 500 is what we can see overnight. But it went up right to 6,500. This actually was, though, that was overnight. But I want to show you, let me go to a bigger time frame so I can put more data on here. But yesterday, this is showing us yesterday, the market went up above 6,500. 6508 looks like it was the high yesterday, 6508. Then it pulled back off there. It closed yesterday at 6501. Oh, excuse me. The frogs is trying to get in my throat. So 6501 is where it closed. 6501 and some change, like right at 6502 yesterday. And then after market closed, oh goodness, after the market closed, it fell off through the night, looks like. And then now we're back up at 6488. 6488 is the current price of SPX right now. It may run up and try to hit the try to run back up to 6,500 again. It may do that again. Let me go and close off that right there, so that way we can see clearly now. We can see clearly now. Okay, this is the ES over here to the right. Basically, same thing. It's just ES. The futures SPX 500 shows us the same thing. All right. 6488 is where SPX is right now. So if you did the 1 DTE, some of us did a 1 DTE yesterday in the 6500s, hopefully, prayerfully, that will open and we can close it with profits this morning. We're about an hour away. Yes, about an hour away, maybe 45 minutes. Yep, about 45 minutes away from market opening is where we are right now. Okay, I told you the VIX was at 1468. You know, that's where we are right now. Wall Street stocks slide with Fed favored inflation on deck. I think we have a piece. We had GDP was yesterday, and this morning we got PCE. And PCE PCE at 8:30, we're going to look here in a minute, is a key inflation, is a key piece of inflation data. I really want you to think about or to know, and if you don't know, it's not a good thing. It's not good from the standpoint of the Fed needs to be able to, FOMC needs to be able to stand apart from from being told what to do. Their job of the FOMC is to keep our country, to keep the economy, keep our economy on track. They can't be influenced by politics. That does not help the overall economy. That does not help us as a nation. So it can't be politically influenced. So when you got somebody who can come in and just get rid of people and try to move the folks in there who will go along with their agenda, that is not a good thing. That is not a good thing. That organization or that department, that committee, as you call it, needs to sit apart from that. That's why it endures through presidencies. It doesn't stay there. Okay, it needs to. And if I'm talking crazy, go look it up. Go do your own research. Right, it needs to set apart, or as they say, bipartisan. It needs to not be attached or not be influenced by government. Right. It needs to be clean of that. So that way their job is to keep the economy in the right, going in the right way, regardless of who's in office. That's why the Fed person stays in office through presidents, because those two things don't go together. All right. So firing people for cause, what is that? What is that? Because they don't go along with your agenda. You fire them so you can put somebody else in place so they can go with your agenda. Come on, y'all. Okay. Pray, saints. The saints need to pray about all the things. That's one of them. Okay, this is one of them. All right, Wall Street stocks slide with Fed, and I jumped off topic, but I jumped back on topic because all this plays in together. All this plays together. Don't no. We need them to be bipartisan. We need them to not be government influence or politics influenced. Futures retreat from records as markets get ready for PCE data to test rate cut bets. NVIDIA's big tech bottleneck is actually a chokehold. Brazil moves to retaliate against the Trump tariffs. Packages under $800 have avoided tariffs for years, not anymore, which is a lot of packages. And packages under $800 is like the majority of the packages. You buy something for $2 and $3 and $4. Most packages are not over $800. Celsius jumps as PepsiCo increases stake with the $585 million deal. Alibaba develops AI chip to help China fill NVIDIA void. Ooh, Alibaba, which is like the Chinese Amazon, is now in the AI chip space. BYD, which is the car people, quarterly profits falls for the first time in over 3 years. Earnings live, Alibaba rises. Norway aim to diffuse. Stock bulls brace for seasonal turbulence to kick in. Okay. That's what we got in Yahoo Finance. Let's see what CNBC says. It's taking a minute. Okay, CNBC, take too long. I will go to the next screen. All the futures are red this morning. Stock futures pull back as Wall Street awaits key inflation data. Let's see what's happening over in Europe. Europe is all red. NatWest falls 5% as British bank shares decline on tax hike jitters. Asia's three red, and Hang Seng and Shanghai are both green. Asia Pacific markets trade mixed, breaking ranks with Wall Street. Crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and XRP are all red. Solana is a little bit green there. Trump housing director pulled lodges new criminal referral for Fed Governor Lisa Cook. Cook hints clerical error to blame for any mortgage application discrepancy. Okay. Well, let's move forward from that. Moving forward. I'm not going down that rabbit hole on this here call. That's not what I'm doing here today. Not at all. We could go right down that rabbit hole and be there, but that's not what we're doing. Friday, August 29th. This morning we've got at 8:30, which it's past 8:30. Let me refresh this and see if we can get some data in here. Some data in here. The PCE data came in flat basically right here. They was expecting 0.3% and it is at 0.3%. The goods trade balance, they were forecasting negative 90 billion and it came in at negative 103 billion. That's a big red, another 13 billion more going in the opposite direction. Personal income came in where expected, so did personal spending. Preliminary wholesale inventories is a little bit higher than what they thought it was going to be. 9:45, we got Chicago PMI. This used to come in. This used to be a red folder or an orange folder. University of Michigan also used to be red and orange, but now they've got it at a yellow folder. But those come at 9:45 and 10 o'clock. Okay. I'm thinking this is going to make me do again the filters every time. I just need to sign in probably and make it quit doing this clear, and then it'll go down and let me just pick the United States of America. There we go. On their phone can read some of it. Okay, the big red you see standing out is the good trades balance is a lot more than they thought it was going to be at 8:30. No bueno. The PCE price stuff came in. Looks like it came in as expected, right where they thought it was going to come in at. PMI comes in 48 minutes. The University of Michigan stuff is coming in at 10 o'clock. Okay. Earnings this morning. I think I talked a little bit about who had earnings coming already this morning. Alibaba was this morning, I believe. Okay, you're taking too long to fill. So let's move on to Adam. Taking too long. There we go. Adam said yesterday was a trend day up. Yes, and it was definitely a trend day up. In SPX at 10:26 a.m., I posted 64.75, triggered long. My target was 65.02. It was hit. 65.10 was a bonus target. We hit 65.10 to the tick and sold. The plan today, protect those gains. 64.75 is support. It is held. 64.88 must reclaim in order to see 64.94, 64.98 plus. If 64.75 fails, then we dip to 64.59 and 64.42. Hey, Tanya. The gap between, that should be between ES and SPX is 13 points. So if you're looking at Adam's tweets, you should subtract 13 points from what he tweets. The XSP range is 644 to 651. If you're looking to see those two, the range between those two, 644 to 651 is XSP. Okay. We'll put these numbers, and you should put these numbers on your chart and continue to watch Adam's tweets during the day. Or get his newsletter. His newsletter is very involved. He's got so many things that he talks about in there, but he's right on. Adam is a level to level trader. He trades failed breakdowns. Basically, is like if you're a strat person, he trades the failed to down, basically where price falls down and then recovers, he trades that back up. That's what Adam trades. That's his signature trade is the failed breakdown. So he always gives those levels of where we're going to go down to and recover from. That's how he does it. All right. That's how he does that. So put these numbers on your chart and then trade accordingly. Today is the final day of August in trading. I would not be shocked if price tries to go back up to 6,500 again, but keep in mind, we do have a little bit of headwinds. The economy information did come in kind of flat. So that, from what I can see right now, may not be something that holds it back, may not hold the market back from trying to go back up there again, okay, like it did yesterday. But Adam didn't say anything about going up above 6,500 again. His 64.94, 64.98 plus, maybe that's the plus. there, maybe goes back across 6,500 potentially. Potentially. Okay. 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 All righty. Let's go look at some time. Oh, let me go back now to the earnings because the earnings chart finally wanted to populate. It's 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. Affirm did pretty well from what I could tell. I was looking at some different things, some different groups I'm in and reading stuff as I prepare in the morning. And that's what we do. I hope that you do that I'm one of the people you listen to, obviously, and that there's other people that you go and read. You all know I'm a part of Impact Investments. I am an impactful member over there. So I hang out with TJ and JT over there. I have a Seller Zone channel, and so I'm hang out with them and get news sometimes in there, and a few other discords. I get news from Adam. I go see what Adam's talking about. I do have a few other Twitter people I stroll through to see what's going on. So I did see that the firm seemed like it popped real nice after it had earnings. They might have left us. Ulta had earnings yesterday after market close. Gap had earnings. Dale. This morning, Alibaba had earnings as well. All right. Let's go on and look at the chart. Look at some pre-market charts. Okay. Looks like SPX is currently at 64.89 this morning. Let's go see where SPY is. What is SPY doing in the morning? Let's turn off VWAP. It's a little early to be watching the WAP. VWAP is what we watch though. Okay, so SPY closed yesterday at 648 and some change. 648.86. It is currently in the pre-market at 647.76. So it's about $1 below where it closed yesterday. But look at this movement yesterday. Woohoo! I had an XSP trade yesterday that I closed far too early. I should have just let it run. I closed it because I wasn't able to keep watching it. I should have just let it go because it was definitely still going, and it ran and ran. But I closed it. Anyway, this is what SPY looked like yesterday. It did a nice, opened up, dip spot, a triple Q, SPX, they all did the same thing. Opened and fell hard. That's why you saw call credit spreads for the Magic 8 Ball folks. That's why we saw call credit spreads early. And then we had a one candle, which is an inside candle. Once this one candle reversed, and it just kept on going after that. It kept on moving. We had another entry up here. This is the 30-minute candle. If you were looking for entries, you had a couple different entries going up for those who were trading, going with the strat, because I'm a stratter. I am a stratter. This is SPY. That's where SPY is this morning at 647.72 right now. Triple Q closed yesterday at 577.06. It's currently at 574, so it's down a couple dollars. It's down. Triple Q is, but it is like it's trying to recover. Got a nice little support area, looks like right here in the 574 area. So right in here, it's like it bounced right down to 574.11, which was resistance back here a few days ago, and this looks like it's recovering off of there. As usual, what do we trade? What we see. Trade what you see. If you're trading triple Q, trade what you see. All right, let's look at IWM. IWM closed yesterday at 236.25, ran right up into that 20-period moving average, fell off a bit. It's also on the recovery mission. Actually, it's actually higher than it closed yesterday. It's at 236.33. I think IWM finally went from inside to outside yesterday. Yep, it finally went outside, but I think it's still inside week. It hasn't gone outside the week yet. Well, might have. Oh, it did. Yep. 235 was the trigger to go outside. Okay, so IWM is currently at 236.22. SPX 500 takes us back to where we were, 64.89. Let me go back to the 30-minute chart. Mm, 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 mm. We have some trades also that were running for this week. Oh, I was going to look at a firm. We also have some trades that were running this week in our credit spreads. Our Amazon came out as profitable. We had JP Morgan. We traded Microsoft. I think I picked up a few. I picked up a few trades on Wednesday. I mentioned it on Wednesday. And then I picked up a few trades for the community, some weeklies. We traded IWM traded this week. It closed profitably. I got to see what Visa is. The Visa put credit spread closed. I don't know about the call credit spread. JP Morgan has closed. Microsoft, Amazon, all the ones that we traded as a weekly in our credit spreads. All they said, I got to check that Visa. I don't know if that Visa call credit spread is closed. I don't think that one's closed just yet. And then I was going to look at Affirm. Visa is currently at 349. Oh yeah, it's going to be able to close because we closed the PCS yesterday, and now this is in good position for the call credit spread to close. For those who got into those, you should be able to close some of these. JP Morgan also should be ready to close. Let's go look at Affirm. Affirm. Oh, yeah. This was Affirm's earnings. Well, after they closed at $79 and then popped for earnings up to 88. Oh, that's about a $9 pop. And then maybe it's going to be a gap and go. But you have to watch. Sometimes with earnings, it can gap and go sometimes. Sometimes it gaps and retreats because people who were just in it for earnings will get their money and sell. Once the market opens, they'll sell and then it'll drop back. So you have to watch to see earnings to see what kind of thing it does. When I say inside, that's a good question, Nika. Inside, this one candle is an inside. So let's go look at it on SPX since that's what we kind of watch more than anything else. But an inside candle is a one candle. So you can be inside day, or maybe not this one because it's got too many lines. It'll be hard to watch. Okay. But an inside candle or an inside day is where you got a one candle. So it's inside of the previous day. So you're waiting as a stratter, you're waiting for it to go back outside. So once it goes outside, that's an indication that it's got a direction. An inside candle shows that it basically is undecided, or it's kind of don't know which way we're going. Like this is a one candle here, which would be called an inside candle because it is inside the previous candle. So this one is inside of this previous candle here. One inside of the previous candle. So once then you go outside, basically this one pushes past the top. It can go either way. That's why it's an indecisive candle. It's like undecided. So you're looking to see, do we push up or do we push down? So, or does it push? So in this case, the IWM pushed outside. It went outside to the upside. So if you were buying or trading as a seller, even you say, okay, it went outside to the upside, so you can go with a put credit spread, right? On this one, this example here, you've got a one candle, so it's inside of its previous candle, and this one went outside to the downside. So then you could trade this as a call credit spread to the downside. Okay, so it's an inside. It's the one candle if you're looking at the strat. So one being inside. So some people who are stratters don't trade. They don't trade inside if it's inside weak. So let's say I didn't really want that to do that, but I'll leave it for now because that's going to throw. That's not what I wanted. Let me take that off because that's not what I want that to do. Ooh, hoo, hoo. So Let's go to the week. So some people won't trade. Some people won't trade in a stock if it's an inside week. Like in this case, IWM was on an inside week. So there are people who will say, don't trade something up and down. Us inside week means that it's undecided on what to doing, but to wait till it does go outside, and then you got a trend that you're trading with. So once you're in a trend, you can trade this on the daily or whatever because it's got some direction. When it's inside, it's just basically bouncing in and out, trying to figure out which way it's going. That's the inside versus. That's what these numbers are. You had asked, Nika, you had asked about these numbers before. What's the 1s, 2, and 3s? These are numbers that go along with the strat. And the 1 is an inside number. That's what that means. The strat. The strat. I had a video. I'll send it to you inside of our community where I actually teach and talk about the strat. It's a nice number convention that helps with charting. And there's number configurations, if you want to call it that, that do give you, sometimes can give you like reversals and entries, and what is the, basically what is the thought of what, basically what will the next candle do, or where was price probably going to go. There's some conventions to go along with that. All righty. Okay, before we close up, we must discuss E2T University, because the current pricing, the reduced pricing for E2T University is it's at $14.97. It's at $14.97, but that's going to end on September 1st. So I extended the reduced pricing for a few more days. Actually, I extended it for a couple weeks. So it's going to end on September the 1st, though. And then it's going to go back up to 19. It's going to go up, not back up. It's going to go to the regular price, which is $19.97. I put out a post yesterday. I need to send an email to let everybody know that there was a few more slots left, and a few of those slots got filled in yesterday. So again, it's at $14.97. You can still do the payment plan, but we've got 12 weeks of training. You can be a beginner. Of course, if you've got some foundation, it makes it easier on you because you got something that you're starting with, but you don't have to. We're going to learn stocks and options. We're going to learn charting, technical analysis stuff. I was just talking about with Nika about the charting and how do we look at these numbers. I don't necessarily teach the strat as I'm teaching charting, but the strat is a part of charting. So when I'm teaching technical analysis, this is a part of technical analysis. It's one thing you can use for technical analysis, but all the things that you need, support, resistance, gaps, all the stuff that you use, moving averages, VWAP, the things that you use to determine where is price going, what is price doing, what can it do, all that stuff goes into it. We're going to teach all that. And then we're going to move to strategies that we use as sellers. I'm a seller coach, so I teach seller strategies. I don't teach people how to buy options because that's not what I do. I know how, and I do it sometimes, but I really am a seller coach. So that's primarily what I will teach, and how to make weekly money, daily money, passive money. All that stuff is included in our strategies. How to work your portfolio, where to put, how to do kind of split out your money, because some people have money sitting in places doing absolutely nothing and not growing at a way you can be using it in a passive way, and it could be growing for you in a very passive manner. Trade psychology, how do you manage your mind in the midst of trading? Because that's the biggest thing. If your mind and emotions are not under control, all this stuff is for naught. If every time the price moves anywhere near your direction, you running. I had people who were trading weekly spreads. So they had expirations on Friday, and on a Monday, they'd be sitting and looking at the 5-minute chart, and the price would move in toward their direction, not even anywhere near their strike, and they'd be jumping out of the trade. Well, first of all, your trade expires on Friday. Why are you on Monday looking at a 5-minute chart? No, I barely look at a 5-minute chart when I'm trading for today. I definitely look at a 5-minute chart on Monday for a trade that's expiring on Friday. No. That's just asking for trouble. First of all, you taking your emotions on a roller coaster ride. They don't need to even be on. Why? Now, if I'm at the end of the day on a zero DTE trade and it's the end of the day and my stock is looking like it's kind of, if SPS look like it's trying to get where I don't want it to go, I might be on a 5 minute chart then. I might be on a 2 minute chart. I'm definitely not on a 5 minute chart on Monday for something that don't expire till Friday. I'm not on a 5 minute chart on Wednesday for something that expires on Friday. No, I'm probably not even on a 5 minute chart on Thursday for something that expires on Friday. No, no, no. And this is not, I'm making light of it, but no, there's proper timing that because that's trade psychology. You just reckon your emotions for no reason, for no reason at all. And then we talk about risk management. How do we set ourselves up? Make sure that you're not sizing too heavy. Because if you're in a trade and if you sweating bullets about the trade the entire time it's on, you might be sized too heavy. If you can't walk away from the money that you put into a trade, you're probably in too heavy. And if it's one contract, if we're doing SPX and one contract is $500 and you can't walk away from that $500, you need to be trading something less because that goes with it. And nobody wants to lose. I get it. I don't want to lose my money either. Okay, never. And it bothers me every time. But anytime you hit the send button, in the market, you're basically saying, I'm sending I'm sending this money to the market. You're literally sending it to the market. And you, of course, expect it to return to you, to return the bread to you. You do expect it, but sometimes it doesn't. And you need to be in the mindset to walk away from, to divorce yourself from the money, I say. And if it comes back, then good, it was yours. But definitely, if you're in and you're sweating over it, then you probably size too heavy. That's where we get proper risk management, right? Proper risk management from. All those things is what we're going to teach inside of the 12 weeks of E2T University. We're going to try. I'm going to do my darndest to set you up to be ready to trade with us for the 12 weeks. I mean, from that point forward, to be a trade with us daily inside of our membership, to be able to make money with us on a daily basis. I'm trying to set you up for that. All right. And we're starting on September 22nd. We're going to start with that and go ahead and, get yourself ready to come join us. Let me put the link in the chat for those who just need a link. You can always go to my website. You can go to Educator to Trader. Everything I do is at Educator to Trader. You can sign up right there. Okay. Let's go on to, I think we're ready to land the plane. Yes, we are. Let's do our declaration. I didn't mean to remove that. Let's add that back to the stage. All right. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses and my account is growing steadily. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I'm a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. Lord, it's who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen, amen. All right. So make sure that you like and subscribe. Do all the things you're supposed to do on YouTube. Pass the word. If you've got people that you know who want to learn how to trade and you know you're not the one to teach them, direct them to E2T University. Okay, direct them over to me. I promise I'll take care of your people. I'll teach them. Education is what I do for a living, literally. That's why I'm just was telling y'all earlier that I'm having to adjust my trading schedule because it has to fit into my university teaching schedule. And I got to get it situated. I'm not situated just yet, but it's working. I'm working it out because I need it situated. I need to be able to do both of them at the same time. Okay. I need to be able to do both of them. All righty. So let's do this. We're about 11 minutes. I almost said 21. We're about 11 minutes from the market opening. About 11 minutes. I want you to do 3 things today. I want you to stay green. I want you to get this money. And I want you to have a great green day. All right. I'll see y'all in the market. If you're in my community, I'll see you in the chat. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye.